The freakiest records people have set with their own bodies. The human body is capable of doing some amazing things. It can take a massive beating and stomach that burrito you got from the back of some fella's truck. Of course, that's just the tip of the human body's power. And we're not talking about touching your nose with your tongue or doing that party trick where Justin Trudeau throws himself down a flight of stairs unscathed. Get ready, because here are 8 freaky records people have set with their bodies. Tongue piercings, unlike other piercings on the body, aren't exactly decorative. The tongue isn't as noticeable as, say, the ears or the nose. Yet there are people out there who have their taste buds poked and impaled for the sake of, fashion? The tongue isn't exactly the most spacious real estate on the human body, so there isn't a lot of room to work with. Enter Frank Vaca from Belleville, New Jersey, who's managed to fit 18 piercings on his tongue. Frank is a bounty hunter who, from our best guess, has taken up the hobby of putting holes in his tongue because there's nothing else to do in Belleville, New Jersey. Frank is actually looking into removing his piercings so he can space them out more efficiently and double the amount that he has now. In fact, on January 13, 2017, he live-streamed an extra 2 piercings to beat his own record of 16. With that much metal in his mouth, he might as well get a silver tongue. We only have one question. How does he eat? Many people get their ears pierced so they can wear fancy jewelry. But when everyone starts doing something, it becomes harder to stand out. That's why if you want the holes in your body to get noticed, you gotta go big or go home. Kalawelo Kaiwi is a resident of Hawaii who has the largest known ear flesh tunnels. And that's a fancy way of saying he pierced and stretched his earlobes into oblivion. Officially measured on April 15, 2014, Kaiwi's earlobes measured in at 10.5 centimeters in diameter, which is roughly the same size as a teacup. A clenched fist could fit through those holes. In addition to his massive ear hoops, Kaiwi also sports piercings, tattoos, subdermal horns, and a split tongue. But seriously, shouldn't he have the world record for closest resemblance to a demon? We're almost done with people who put holes inside their bodies, we promise. When you can't beat out someone else's sheer size, the only thing to go for is quantity. Joel Migler is a 22-year-old man from Germany who has an astounding 11 flesh tunnels in his face. We should add that none of the holes in his face are accidental. Now, we're pretty sure most of us would rather protect ourselves from that kind of trauma, but Migler embraces his, rather incomplete look. Joel's body modifications, as he likes to refer to them, are scattered on his nose and lips. However, the largest ones are on his cheeks. The cheek windows, which offer a pretty unhindered view of his maw, measure at 34 millimeters, but he says he wants to expand them to 40 millimeters. His girlfriend says she doesn't mind the holes at all, and actually finds it rather unique. We guess Germans dig that whole Swiss cheese look. At number 4, we're giving you a look at this modern-day Pinocchio. However, there's no lying about just how big the schnooze is. Maimie Ozr was born in Turkey in 1949 and is the proud owner of the largest nose in the world. Measured in Italy on March 18, 2010, Ozr's nose measures 8.8 centimeters from bridge to tip. We can only wonder what kind of superpowers come with such a large nose. Can he tell the words on a cake just by smelling it? How much Kleenex does he have to use when he has a cold? Well, nobody knows for sure, but Maimie Ozr. You know those scenes in cartoons where a pretty woman walks by and someone's eyes pop out of their head? You can probably guess where we're going with this one. Kim Goodman from the good old US of A is the world record holder for Proptosis. That means she can displace her eyeballs and pop them out of her sockets at will. While the majority of us prefer to keep our eyes safely in their sockets, Kim Goodman can extend her eyeballs 12 millimeters. She discovered her talent one day when she was hit on the head with a hockey mask. Wow, I wonder what her eyes have seen to make them so ready to leave her head like that. For such a small part of the human body, the tongue sure is involved in a lot of world records. Nick Stober from Salinas, California, has the longest tongue in the entire world. His tongue measures an impressive 10.1 centimeters from the tip to the top of his closed lip. However, most impressive of all is Nick's hobby and how he utilizes his tongue. He actually makes works of art with his record-setting muscle, covering it in a layer of plastic wrap before dipping it in paints to create modern-day masterpieces. Bet Vincent van Gogh never thought of that now, did he? Maybe he can get together with the tongue-piercing guy and they can collaborate. Have you ever gone to a restaurant and ordered a giant triple-stacker burger only to realize your bite is a little lacking? We all know that feeling. Well, except for Bernard Schmidt. Bernhard Schmidt from Germany is credited with having the largest gape of any living person, meaning he can open really wide. How wide? His mouth measures an intense 8.8 centimeters at its widest, beating out the previous record by 4 millimeters. That may not sound very impressive, but just wait until you see him put an entire burger in his mouth. This guy makes a Big Mac look like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Health magazines are obsessed with being thin. According to magazines like 17 or Cosmopolitan, you ain't pretty unless your waistline is tiny. Enter 79-year-old Cathy Young, who has the smallest waistline in the world. Though it may not look like it, these pictures are 100% genuine. Since the age of 38, Cathy's love for Victoria-area clothing inspired her to wear a tight corset every day for 23 hours, only removing it when she showers. By constricting her body for nearly 24 hours a day for 4 decades, her waist shrunk to a paltry 15 inches. Cathy has never undergone any special diet or surgery. It's simply her love for Victorian-era clothing that landed her a world record. Who knew the Victorians were still inspiring fashion trends? With 7 billion people on this planet, we're sure there's some pretty freaky folks we missed. What are some other eye-popping, cringe-inducing records you've heard of? For everything shocking, astounding, and all-around amazing, keep it tuned here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join us again next time. See you later now.